So here we are back at lesson 3, which I created to help you to wipe out any and all competition for any listing, no matter whom you're up against. Now keep in mind there are several skills that comprise eliminating all competition, so this is just one of them, but you master one at a time. One of those skills is instant rapport, or an instant yes within 15 seconds. Another is how to get a promise of a quick decision so you don't have to put up with stalling anymore. Then there's how to kill objections before they even come out of the vendor's mouth. Then there is how to deeply engage with the vendor and wipe out any possible competition. That's what today's lesson is all about. Then there's how to get the vendor to close themselves. This is called the invisible close. How to do a verbal double opt-in so that you avoid fallovers or people changing their mind. And the language of authority, command. So you have to be a really ethical person to benefit from these skills, because they don't work for people who are manipulative or who don't have the best interest of others in mind. This is called the what's important skill. And it will sound a little like this. This is something that you might say to kick off the what's important skill. To the vendor you say, so that I keep on track with what matters to you, would it be okay to share with me what's important to you about the way your home is sold? Or it could be, what's the most important outcome for you once your house is sold? So you're looking for the thing that stands out most in their mind about the sale, and it could be the way the house is sold. It could be something to do with the qualities of the next home that they're wanting to move to. So this is just to open the conversation, to start to get engaged with the things that really matter to the vendor. At first they might seem quite surface, but as you can see, we're going to start to dig to get deeper and deeper core motivations, which we can use when we do our presentation to show that we really understand, that we understand them at a deeper level than anyone else possibly could. So we open with, so that I keep on track with what matters to you, would it be okay to share with me what's important to you about X? At this point, I'd like you to pause the video and write down that script. I use a 5x3 index card. It's far better to have it on a card than to have it on your iPhone or iPad or anything else. For some reason, a card that you can hold in your hand is just more effective and helps you to learn more quickly. So the person will give you an answer, and you want to dig into that answer and ask why, etc., etc. And at some point you will say, so when you experience that, what does that give you? You're going to the next level down. They will tell you what that gives them, and it might be, well, it gives us more space, it gives us the security of knowing that we've got enough money to do X, whatever it is. You agree with it. You might share a story of clients who've thought a similar way, and when you've done that, you will then say, and when you've got that, when you've got that peace of mind, when you've got that extra space, when you've got that money that you wanted, whatever it is, ultimately, what does that mean for you and your family? Ultimately, what does that mean will trigger a response, which is their deepest motivation, their deepest core motivation. You've actually hit the jackpot at that time. So again, pause this video and write down, and so when you get X, what does that give you? Make a note that you question that, you share examples, you agree with it, and you follow that by, and when you have that, ultimately, what does that mean for you and your family? What you don't do is go in on the attack with these questions. So tell me, what's important to you about X? Oh, great. And when you've got that, what does that give you? Lovely. And tell me, ultimately, when you've got that, what does that mean for you and your family? That's just so invasive and intrusive. It's unnatural. It's not the way we go about talking with people about things that are very sensitive to for them, about deeply personal things. We're going to go in softly, we're going to nest it around other questions, just a natural conversation to discover what we can about what's important to this client. When we give examples of other clients who've had similar thoughts, or we say why we agree with what they're saying, we never self-promote. So you would never go in and say, oh, exactly, and that's why I do X. Self-promotion is really ugly. It doesn't work, so avoid it at all costs. So you ask what's important, you agree, you give examples, you say why you agree, and you might even just indicate some of the sales process that will match that, but it's not I do that, it's the process will take care of that. The system will take care of that. That's exactly what we need to do, not I. When you ask what does that give you, you agree, you give examples, you say why, with examples of the sales process. Ultimately, what does that mean for you and your family? You agree, you say why, give examples in the sales process or story of a similar client. Now when you go to your presentation, you present your material, your very excellent presentation material, and as you do that, you keep coming back to the vendor's 3 answers to your questions, using their very words. Don't paraphrase what they've said. Use their very words as you're illustrating how your presentation, how your sales process takes care of those 3 things that they told you, so that you demonstrate you really have heard them. See, if you don't use people's words back to them, they don't believe you've really heard them. Don't worry, you're not going to sound like a parrot when you parrot back their words. They will feel heard, and they will absolutely believe that you and only you can really deliver their heart's desire. No one will understand this client and their needs and motivations as deeply as you will from these 3 questions. This is why no one in your area can possibly come near you, can possibly compete with you for this listing. Your vendor will feel listened to and respected in a way that no other agent can do. They'll trust you and you will win the listing, if there's a listing to be had, almost 100% of the time, regardless of whom you're competing with. Now, you may be thinking that you would like to learn more, and I encourage you not to just yet. Master the 3 lessons here, and you'll get even more out of the full course if and when you ever decide to do that. So the full course includes why the need for this very different focus, how to turn on referrals like a tap today using social calling, 6 other better referral methods, turning more appraisals into listing, promise of a quick decision, killing objections before they come up, how to get instant trust and rapport, how to wipe out any possible competition, how to get the vendor to close themselves, how to do a verbal double opt-in to avoid fallovers, how to automatically think and act like a rainmaker, how to eliminate any personal issue that stands in the way of your success. Now the cost, I've seen trainers charging $25,000 a day to teach far less than this. I've seen trainers charge $10,000 a day just to talk about out-of-date cold calling and letterbox strategies that force you into competition with tens of thousands of other agents out there. My own rate is $5,000 a day or $600 per hour. And if you do what I teach, I guarantee to double your commissions within 90 days or your money back. Now my question is, can you afford to do things which produce small results and which stop producing any results as soon as you stop doing the activity? Are you going to keep doing what you've been doing? Or are you going to commit to really mastering and applying new skills which produce bigger results straight away and which keep working for you even when you're on holiday? Can you really see the potential? Then maybe you've seen enough of what's on offer here to realize that with a little personalized help, you could massively increase your results and your income regardless of how tough the market is. Whether it's face-to-face or via Skype, individual or team training, these revolutionary strategies could well be the most exciting thing you could possibly do. And of course, these skills are useful not just for real estate, but for any career and for bringing out the best in your relationships too. My contact details are right here. I welcome your getting in touch. Our free support group is here on morelistings.com, and we have our mastermind group on Facebook. So first of all, what I'd like you to do is master the 3 lessons that I've shared right here. Get help on More Listings in the forum, get help in the mastermind group on Facebook, and prove to yourself that you can actually put your finger on the money tap and get those commissions pouring in. And then let's talk some more.